We're going to be trouble in the playoffs for sure.
Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. Red 83. Rocky, Rocky.
Okay, we're with two of our spotlight players from Bishop Cheyenne, Anthony Aquila and Aiden Civitelli. I'm going to ask you guys, coming off that big 35-34 win over Unionville. Anthony, first you. I mean, when you realized how the game was going, score for score, did you think like, man, I got to put points up tonight?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, but to be honest, once it started going back and forth, I feel like it was more on our defense to hold them.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Aiden? How did you feel? I know you guys both go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, it's really tough to keep your stamina the whole game, but we pride ourselves in having real good conditioning and really being able to hold up late in these games and really playing good defense at the end.
Well, that's what leads me into my next question. You guys never cramp up. You only come off for special teams. How do you do it? Like, what do you do during the week? Do you do something special or, Pedialyte or anything?
Drink a lot of water, I guess. Yeah,
okay.
Really just comes with the hydration.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys. You always played a big three, and you take a lot of pride in that. You're not ducking anybody playing, some subpar teams year in and year out. And Coach Myers preaches that. What was the toughest? I'm going to ask each one of you. What was the toughest player or team you've been up against since you've been playing at Cheyenne? Maybe it's Pope John Paul.
Wow.
Wait, did you say player or team?
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. My freshman year, or like both of our freshman year, we played Interborough in the playoffs, and Abu Kamara, their running back.
Yeah.
Very good. Very hard to tackle. He had a real good game against us, and he bounced us in the first round of the playoffs. So he was definitely really good.
Okay. He was a hell of a pack.
I would say our sophomore year against Coatesville, Amir Haskett, whenever he moved, because he moved to quarterback that game, so
right.
He was just running the ball every play, and that dude was probably like the fastest kid I've ever played against. So yeah, probably him.
Now you won at Chesmont last year, and you surprised a lot of people doing it. It won't be a surprise this year. How are you getting ready for that? I know you still have Henderson and Sun Valley, but you have to be peeking ahead a little bit, aren't you? Or is it really one game at a time?
It really does feel like one game at a time. I think we're really focused on the next game ahead, and as great of a win as Unionville was, we're really just focused on this week and getting our minds and bodies right for Friday.
Okay. How about you, Anthony?
Yeah, I would honestly say the same thing. We take it slow. Don't really look ahead too far. Want to just take every game. Don't want any mishaps throughout any parts of the season.
Okay. How about next year, guys? Any college commitment yet, or anything for either one of you, or are you still in the process?
No, not yet. Still in the process of it for both of us.
Yeah, I'm also still in the process.
Okay. Any names you'd like to put out there of schools?
Not right now for me.
Not right now. Okay, I understand. Okay, let me ask you something. Offense or defense? What do you like better?
I'm a big offense guy.
Okay.
Personally, I would say I actually like defense more than offense.
That's odd for a quarterback too. You like defense more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also, and you're a heck of a defensive player. You stopped McLaughlin on the goal line, which was a 2-point conversion. That was big. How was the feeling after the game? I mean, I wasn't there. EJ was there. Nate was there. How was the feeling of because you cruised through your first 3 games, then you had the crushing loss to Pope John Paul in a game you had to feel you could have won. How was it after this game? Was it like a big exhale?
Yeah, it was definitely very exciting. But it was also a big sigh of relief. Just being able to sneak out of there with a win. Unionville's a really tough team. We knew that they were going to be real tough going into it, and we were just really happy and really relieved to walk out of there with a win in a close one.
Yeah, I'd say just about the same. Unionville came out, they jumped on us early. We stayed in it throughout most of the game, and then we just barely held on at the end. So it really just showed a lot about us that just can't quit throughout any points.
Right. Okay. Last question. You got Henderson coming up. And even though they got beat by Upper Moreland, they have a heck of a passing attack with, Cherub, and he's got Chase Kearney and the Lewis kids. Is that going to be the focus, pass defense this week in practice?
Yeah, for sure. We know that they have a lot of playmakers that can do a lot of different things on the field, so that's definitely going to be a point that we hone in on for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we know they got a lot of athletes who've been watching film recently, and just got to cover all points, including the run game. Also, can't forget about it.
Okay, guys, thank you, both of you, and I'll see you Friday night. Hopefully another Shanahan win.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate
The best for last is our Gridiron Game of the Week. Happens at Unionville and Bishop Shanahan. We pick up second play from scrimmage, and senior running back Nate Bracken takes this ball 59 yards inside the Longhorn 10-yard line. Bracken had a big night, over 200 yards.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Bracken. I mean, he looked really good.
Quarterback Anthony Aquila, one of our spotlight players of the week, finds junior Zach Riley on a sprint out throwback, 7-0 Shanahan.
It's a tough play to defend. Sometimes it's dangerous, but a senior like Aquila clearly knows how to make a throw. So there's a touchdown, and they're up 7-0.
This game would get wild, and it starts here on Unionville's first possession. Drew Paleo takes this jet sweep, 62 yards to the Shanahan 2-yard line. Paleo is one of the most underrated players in the league, EJ.
Yeah, you're not really talking about him on Unionville. You almost forget about him because you have McGinnis, and then you have McLaughlin. But Paleo is definitely the third head of their monster. So he's really made some big plays for them this year.
He takes it down to the 2, and Brody McLaughlin punches it in to knot things up at 7. On Shanahan's next possession, Aiden Civitelli answers Paleo's jet sweep with a 14-yard one of his own, and Shanahan is back up on top 14-7.
Oof. Finishes off the run.
On the first play of the second period, Tommy McGinnis waggle hits Paleo on an out and up, and I don't think I have ever seen my colleague Nate Heckenberger so happy for this 27-yard TD pass. He predicted on last week's show. It's 14-14.
Yep. Paleo again.
Shanahan isn't finished, however, as number 33 Nate Bracken takes this power handoff 73 yards and doesn't apologize to the Unionville safety for Dallas Goddard him 21-14 Shanahan.
Yeah, it's coming up right here.
Right here. He just trucks him.
Get out of my way. Yeah, 2 huge runs for Bracken.
And Unionville strikes right back as they're all everything back. Brody McLaughlin asks Bracken to hold his Gatorade as he takes his outside zone 15 yards for a first down. McLaughlin's headed to Columbia University next year.
Yeah, man, really impressive.
Several plays later, McLaughlin scores his second touchdown of the evening, and it's 21-21. First 6 possessions of this game and resulted in touchdowns, EJ.
Yeah, wow, it was just like lightning. I mean, you're watching it, the action is so fast and just furious. I mean, 21-21,
Right.
42 seconds left in the second
So,
quarter.
of course, the next 5 possessions were all defensive stops.
Of course.
With 42 seconds left and 1 timeout, McGinnis forces this throw in the vicinity of Aiden Civitelli, and he paid for it. The half ends all knotted up at 21-21.
Yeah, I mean, back and forth, Aquila, Civitella, Paleo, McGinnis, McLaughlin. I mean, just, game of the week. Game of the week.
Midway through the third period, after both teams traded punts, Unionville takes their first lead of the evening when Tommy McGinnis takes this zone read 22 yards untouched, and Unionville takes their first lead of the evening, 28-21. Shanahan's not done, however. On their first play from scrimmage, our other spotlight athlete of the week, Anthony Aquila, takes the quarterback bash 68 yards to the house, and we are all tied up again, 28-28.
Yeah, so bash means that you see the 2 pullers. He faked it, and he went the other way with it. And obviously when you get 2 pullers, your linebackers are taught to read the guards, and they're going the wrong way.
On Unionville's next possession, they run a quarterback counter try. McGinnis deep into Shanahan territory.
Yeah, it's counter tray. So it's basically like, hey, we can do this too. Now Unionville's on the move.
few plays later, McGinnis and McLaughlin have problems with the exchange, and it appears that Aquila recovers this fumble from his defensive back position.
Aquila obviously gets a lot of attention as a quarterback, and rightly so. But, and I'm not going to say he didn't win the game as being a quarterback, but he won the game defensively as well. I mean,
Okay.
he
He's a great
he
two-way
just
player.
recovered that fumble, and coming up later, he probably makes the stop of the game, but I won't give it away.
First play of the fourth period, and Paul Myers elects to go for it on 4th and 3 from his own 35. It's a wing counter to Nate Bracken, and if he doesn't run into his own lineman, he could be off to the races.
Again, yes.
Yes. 4 plays later, Bracken is off to the races. Look at this run. What a night for Nate Bracken.
Yeah, same play all night. It's wing counter. And just not good tackling and just hard running. Look at this.
Yeah. Aquila quarterback sneaks it in on the next play, and the Eagles retake the lead 35-28. After Unionville turns it over for the third time of the evening, they get the ball back and go right to their bread and butter. McGinnis and McLaughlin take the Longhorns the length of the field.
There goes McGinnis. And here comes McLaughlin.
It's getting late in the fourth period right now.
Yep, 3:20 left and ticking.
Here comes McLaughlin, left side. With 1:14 left in the game, McLaughlin wedges it in from in tight. The Longhorns decide to go for 2.
Look at those splits.
And the lead.
Pete, hold
Yeah.
up for a second.
Yeah.
There he goes. McLaughlin just pushes his way in there. They push him in.
And they roll the dice and go for 2 and the lead. But one of our spotlight players again, Anthony Aquila, again, down in the box and possibly spying McLaughlin, makes
Right here.
the game-saving tackle on a 2-point conversion attempt.
There he
What
is.
a play by Aquila.
Got his leg. Couldn't go much further. And it's Bedlam.
Bedlam as Shanahan clings to a 35-34 lead. Unionville gets the ball back, and with just 6 seconds left, McGinnis connects on this 30-yard completion to McLaughlin. Unionville didn't quit.
And no, I mean, I was kind of surprised. Shanahan, with Unionville, had 3 timeouts left. Shanahan wasn't really trying to get a first down. They were just trying to run clock.
Right.
And wound up punting. And, they got stopped on the 20-yard line. But, with the way they were running the ball all night, you figured they would maybe get a first down. But, I mean, ball security is important.
Yeah. Well, time ran out on the Longhorns, however, after this 30-yard completion. Shanahan hangs on to win 35-34. What a game, EJ.
Unbelievable. So glad to be there. Game of the week. Really impressed with both teams' offense.